Okay, so hi everyone, and the name of this video is It's Contagious, and there's a reason why I named it It's Contagious because Ken Charles, who's a longtime friend of mine, actually called upon me recently to help him create some prosperity and abundance in his life. And one of the things that he needed was a roommate to help, share his house. And of course, we all know that when you're looking for someone to live with you, it has to really work, right? So we were working on it and doing, different processes, which, help to augment the creation process. And I'm going to hand it over to Ken, and he's going to talk to you about the process that happened and the miracles and magics that he created, and then ultimately see the power of co-creation too. Okay, so Ken, if you'd like to tell the story of how this unfolded, that would be awesome for everyone listening.
Yeah, hello everyone. I was looking for a roommate and I checked the roomies.com website. And in that website, you put what's available on your side, what kind of room it is, where it is. And also there's people on the website who are looking for a room in this area where I live. So I did find a few gentlemen. I had an idea that I had a image that it was going to be a gentleman between 40 and 60 years old. And I did get two responses, and both gentlemen came to visit. The first one was a no-go, and the second one was very close to being a perfect fit, I thought. And he was ready to move in right away. And I felt not 100% about him, 99%, I would say. But I thought, well, that's pretty close to 100, so maybe it will work out. But I sort of said to him, I want to wait a little while. And in that little while, someone came along a 48-year-old woman who also wanted to live in this area. And I figured I should give her a chance. So she didn't, in her description, she talked about she was looking for, a harmonious household, which I agree with. And also, I didn't notice it because I read very quickly that she had an 11-year-old son who would also be here. And the fact that I didn't see the bottom of her description was actually very noteworthy because probably I wouldn't have wanted to have someone with an 11-year-old son here. I wasn't looking for that.
Right. But can I
But
ask you a question about that?
yeah,
Because this is the funny thing, because we're talking about like this is what you thought you wanted. And one of the things that I am learning is if you always get what you want and intend only, you're missing out in the magic of becoming a new human being and having the universe surprise you. Does that
right.
make sense to you? Right. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So this lady, she was sort of had disconnected herself from the website. Her name is Kali, and her son is Adam, and lost touch with me. But then, right at the right moment, she reached out to me to see if my room was still available. And because I had delayed the previous gentleman, it was. She came over, and she kept saying to me, she had checked other places, and she just felt really good about my place and my situation here.
Mhm.
And she kept thinking, I have to check out Ken's place. That was a strong feeling in her. And I
Right.
wasn't looking for a lady. I was looking, as I told you, a man between 40 and 60. And here's a lady, 48, with a son. So they came over. It was really good. Everything felt great. She wanted to move in later than I wanted her to, later in April. But I said, she'd have to move in March. And she agreed. So then I had to tell the gentleman before that um, it wasn't going to happen for him. And now Callie, Callie and her son have been here for 3 weeks. We get along great. It's like it's a magical, better than my imagined future is what happened.
But what happened at one point, there was this situation where it looked like it was all falling apart a little bit.
Oh
And then
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
something
yeah,
incredible happened that really inspired me to have you come on and talk.
yeah,
And one of the things that I also want to make a note of was your intuition. You were like 90%, but there was something not about the gentleman. And so you were willing to listen and to
yeah.
acknowledge that little voice inside, even if it was a whisper of 10%, you didn't ignore it. And I want to
Right. Yeah,
acknowledge you
yeah,
for that because that makes all the difference. So go ahead and talk about
yeah.
what happened with Callie.
Yeah, the 1%, it was really like a 1% intuition that 1% I didn't feel perfect about
Mm.
the gentleman before. Now, Callie did move in on a Sunday. And then by Tuesday, she was thinking, this place is too far from work. She was very teary eyed and emotional and saying that it's not going to work out. She'd like her money back. And I said, yeah, I don't want you to live here unless you really feel it's right. So she had already paid for March. So I said, I can't give you March back, but we can give you, you know, the other money that she had given me back. So I did that right away. And then I thought, well, it's too bad because we all liked each other. Everyone got along. And then her little son seemed to know more than her. He seemed to feel that it might still work out. So that gave me a little hope. She was like, this can't work out. And then he was like, oh, I was talking to my mom. Maybe it might still work out. So hang in there. So then, sure enough, at her work, her coworkers gave her another route to get to my house from her work. That was a lot quicker. So it wasn't such a long trip after all.
Mhm.
And then now, she's been here a couple weeks now, and everything is happening perfectly now. And I found I I got the perfect roommate beyond my expectations, beyond my imagination.
Right.
So I did create a better future than
Cool.
I had imagined.
So, what happened to the possibility of her being remote a couple of days a week?
Oh, she thought of that. She thought of that too, but then she'd get a reduction in pay. She wouldn't be paid as much.
Oh,
So I think somehow, and now she's studying to be she's a pharmaceutical tech now,
hmm.
but she's taking tests now to become a full pharmacist. And if she gets that job, if she passes the test and gets certified, she'll be able to be a pharmacist in this area and she will find a job closer by.
That
So
is like incredible. That's incredible. And
yeah,
you talked about bonding with Adam, even before you thought that Callie might leave, and that you felt really, you both, the two of you felt sad about that possibility. And as
yeah,
a mom, I can understand because at one point I was a single mom raising my son. And I know that commuting makes a difference for a mom with their child because you do want to spend as much time as you can. So anyway, but it sounds like it did all work out and yay that that happened, right?
yeah. No, I'm real happy. It's exactly what I needed. And she's not only a good roommate, but she likes to cook a lot and she creates a lot of these. She's from Morocco, so she creates all these Moroccan dishes that I've never had before. And so that's sort of nice to have someone who likes to cook and share some of the food that she cooks.
Oh yeah.
And it's a bonus I didn't expect either.
Oh, cool. I'll
Definitely.
come visit. I'll come
Yeah,
visit.
yeah, definitely. Oh, you'd be great. You'd have a good time too, for sure.
Yeah. So what did what do you feel like you learned the most here that you would like to share with people who, you know, about intending and then also the other aspects of creating your reality? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about the universe around you through this process?
Well, I think the good thing about this process is it not only makes you focus on the future that you want, but it also takes you back to the steps before that. What are the things that I have to do in the practical world, not just imagining or believing, to make that future happen? And of course, what it was for me was to put the ad in the website on the website, take pictures of the house, write a nice description of the room, describe, myself and so forth. So I had to take those steps and then follow up by contacting people who were interested
Yeah,
and and then every person to feel out how it felt, not only how it looked on the surface, but just when I did talk to them, they texted me, we had conversations. How does it feel? How does this person feel inside? Intuitively, how does this person feel to me? Would they be a good roommate or not? And that's intuition. I think the most important thing is learning how to trust my intuition. I always knew that I had good intuition, but this was a nice way to use that intuition for a uh, you know, practical cause.
right.
And it really is magical. Intuition, we I think most people don't really pay attention to it, but it can make a world of a difference.
I agree. I actually believe in my world that intuition is your future self sending back information to you, and you receive it, and then you respond to that because there
Right,
is a relationship, and it goes like this. I mean, if you're not looking at your screen now, you can look at your screen and see I'm making the infinity sign because
right,
that's how time works. It goes into the future, it comes back to the present, it includes the past. It's all one. All time exists simultaneously. And one of the most powerful things I have found, and maybe you can talk about this briefly, is how when you go to the future and you step into the future, almost like, remember Star Trek when they went to the holographic deck, right? You go
yeah,
out the
yeah,
door and go in, and there was a world, and it seemed so real. That going to the future actually is that. You see yourself there, you feel what it's going to feel like, and you know what it is qualitatively that you want. And then you give up the how. You say to the universe, this is what I want. How is it going to happen? I have no idea, but I'm open for the ride. I'm open for the ride to see. And wanting to be pleasantly surprised, this is what I want for the rest of my life, right? To be pleasantly surprised in all the things that I intend for and desire. And the last little plug, and you can say something about this, is that Ken and I both do the same meditation techniques daily, by and large. And I have a little quote that I say, if I miss my meditation, I miss my meditation. I actually miss it. And I very rarely miss it. But Ken has been doing this for years and years and years. I went away and came back recently and will never leave again. But I feel like my meditation puts me in touch with the consciousness of the universe and the divine and its best intentions for me. Would you agree with that too? Do you feel that way?
definitely, definitely. It takes you to a place like the active noise that is in our heads all the time,
Mm,
which basically we listen to, and it really goes nowhere. It creates a lot of problems. Once in a while, there's a good idea in there, but a lot of times there's not. And the meditation takes me to a place which is not thought. It's totally feeling. It's feeling the heart, feeling the joy that's already inside of us. And And when you get that perspective that the joy is already inside of us, from that point, your thoughts even become clearer because you start to see, what do I want? Not all this noise. I want to feel the joy. I want to feel peace in my life. I want to feel happiness in my life. And then even that affects what I do, when I just I'm active in my life, doing whatever I'm doing, my work and so forth. So it's a really, it gives you a break from the noise and connects you to that intuition because
Yeah,
that's where the intuition comes from. That's
absolutely.
that quiet place, the quiet place.
Absolutely. I have gotten revelations and insights when I meditate. Oh, is that what that is? It just like, and it's not like I'm seeking, I'm just in a place of openness. So, anyway, thank you so much. And trust me, you're going to see Ken again because we have another amazing creation reality story that Ken created. And I'm hoping we're going to have more. So, thank you so much for joining us today. And for anyone who's interested on my YouTube channel, I have also a link to Prem Rawat's YouTube channel, and you can find out more about the meditation techniques that we do. But even if you don't meditate, do something, and it will grow. You will be guided to, something wonderful. But if you really want the best of the best, Prem Rawat's self-knowledge and the online course is amazing. So thank you, Ken, for coming on today. And thank you for sharing with us this and more to come. Thanks so
Oh,
much.
thank you. Thank you too. It was a pleasure being on the program. Definitely.
Okay, thanks. Okay,
Okay. Take
bye.
care.